welcome Nicolas Cage.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hi. Clicked the wrong button
Oh,
there.
hey, you're a button clicker.
Yeah, I'm a button
Yeah.
clicker. Good to see ya.
Yeah.
Good to see ya. I hope everything's functioning. I can't see the levels of the mic bouncing for some reason. The audio mixer decided to be a little weird. So let me know if
if this is muted, let us know.
there is a way for us to tell if it's muted.
That's true. We could just watch the stream on one of our cell phones.
I'll listen to myself be a weirdo. Friday, freaking Friday. Yeah.
No, we're not muted. We're good.
Ugly. Hey, I look better on a smaller screen.
That's good.
Yeah, Friday. Good to have the morning.
Yeah.
We got Jinjee
Friday.
in his spot.
Well, in my lap.
Ish. He's not in his actual spot.
He's in the spot that's my lap.
He's right there.
He's a sweet boy.
He's always joining us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to like build some kind of weird extension shelf that will keep this properly loaded upon that cute little face. Oh my good sweet gourd. Look at that.
Face.
Look at that.
Yes.
So actually I just thought of something here.
Oh, good morning, Violetta.
Hi, Violetta. How are you today? I was just thinking, I actually installed a game yesterday.
I guess it would be evening for Violet.
Yes.
It's Friday evening.
It's Friday evening. Congratulations.
Congratulations. You made it through the week to Friday night.
And the doggo was successful upon thy search and rescue.
Yeah.
That is, I've never met a dog with a proper job. So that's, personally, I find pretty exciting. Search and rescue. Do you mind if I ask what type of dog they are? Because I think typically search and rescue, is it like basset hounds or like bloodhounds they use because of scent memory or something? Sucky. What's sucky about it?
Jinjee sucky.
Oh yeah, he's a sucky little one.
I had an interesting encounter in our yard yesterday. So we had figured that a coyote had been coming. I'm sorry, your tooth is in pain.
Tooth pain. That's the worst.
We had assumed there had been a coyote coming in the yard and taking the leftover bowl of cat food and finishing it out in the field behind the house. But I mean, we hadn't confirmed that it was a coyote.
We didn't know because our neighbors had been talking about
there's Limpy, and then which is a coyote that's kind of limpy a little bit. And then there's other coyotes. They don't have names. But we had been pretty sure that it was a coyote finishing off the food. So last night, about probably 7:45, I went out to Violinia.
Hello, Philip.
I went out to feed Carl at about 7:45, and so I brought out the bowl of food, and I'm standing there watching Carl eat because I love watching Carl, and also just for safety purposes because I had been figuring that because yesterday morning I fed Carl in the morning, and then between Carl eating breakfast and me going out again later in the morning, the coyote had stolen the bowl of food. So I was like, okay, I'm going to stand out here with Carl to make sure that Carl gets to eat his nighttime food. So stand there watching Carl eat food. And Carl's eating as quick as he possibly can. And then at some point, Carl stops, looks behind him, and then kind of starts to run towards me. And so then I get down and look under the camper, and I see coyote legs underneath on the backside of the camper. And Carl kind of books it around and runs off. And so then my new song that I sing when I'm out in the yard and it's kind of dark is if you're not supposed to fucking be here and you're here, please fucking leave.
Yeah. If you're not supposed to be here and you're here, get fucked.
Yeah. So that's what I sing at nighttime now when I'm outside, or any time of day now it seems. So so then Evan went out later after, because I grabbed the bowl of food I didn't want the coyote to take the fucking bowl into the field again. That's the last thing I want, is the coyote to like take this fucking bowl of food. So I kind of emptied what was left on the grass and took the bowl inside, and Carl had fucked off into the trees. And then I came inside and told Evan about my coyote experience in the yard. And then you went outside a little bit later to empty the water bucket. And
True.
you did see him again in the yard.
And this is the reason I brought this picture up. I mean, other than the fact that it's obviously a coyote in our living room, is that this is exactly what it looked like. So I went outside with
the headlamp,
what we affectionately call Scuba Steve. So strapped on Scuba Steve.
When you put that on, you've entered Scuba Steve mode.
I strapped on Scuba Steve.
Blinding the cat.
I strapped on Scuba Steve and I walked outside and I looked, and then this guy comes from out from behind the camper, and he just like looks at me, and then he keeps going behind the camper. So I went the opposite direction, Scuba Steve style. And I picked up a metal bucket and I was jangling it. Yeah. Jangle.
I clap at them too, which that seems to scare them a bit.
And so I went around the camper to see if I had to scare him away again or something. And he was gone.
Yeah.
Maybe it was actually the whole thing wasn't real. Philip, how are you doing today? Did the coyote have dynamite, large rocks, and signs of Acme anvils? It did not.
So this morning when I fed Carl, I stood outside with Carl the entire time while Carl ate. Just in case. I'm now his protector from coyotes while he's getting eaten.
Yeah.
But what alarms me is I don't want... Like, because... So, if... In my mind, if the coyotes eat the leftover cat food, then at least they're being fed and they're less likely to eat Carl. But if I take away the leftover cat food, are they then going to be upset that they're not getting easy snack and then try to hunt and eat Carl? I don't know. This is a situation of my own creation, and I don't know how to rectify it, because I just want everything to be fed, and specifically I want Carl to be my pet. I want Carl to let me touch him like this, like how I'm currently petting Jinjee. I just want Carl to be... Carl will never be an inside cat, but I want him to, like, you know...
Yeah, we
be safe with us.
Yeah, like I've said many a times, we would literally purchase and pay for a small heated cat house if I knew he would use it, but I don't want it to like house skunks and fucking mice and stuff.
Yeah.
I want it to house Carl.
Or apparently we have a mole in our driveway.
Yeah, apparently there's also a mole in the driveway.
Yeah.
I asked our neighbor, so question, do you think this is ants, or have you been throwing really nice sand on our lawn?
And then we were like, although there are rocks in the very nice sand, so there's no way that ants could have moved it.
Unless they're super ants. Who knows? Rural ants. Farmer
them
ants.
Rural ants, you know?
But so then she was like...
Oh, no, that's a mole.
No, that's a mole. So
and then she comes over. It's so funny. She comes over and she puts her gloves on. And then she just starts digging around in the dirt, trying to find the entrance.
Shoving her hand in the hole.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't ask you so that you had to go on mole patrol.
And then she's like, if you find it, let me know and we'll set the trap out.
Yeah.
We don't want to kill it.
She likes to murder what is deemed as an invasive creature. But I mean, that's a rural thing.
Yeah.
Jason, we're doing pretty good, I think. Nothing.
You know, just dealing with coyotes and shit.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. Yeah. The coyotes are singing like mad at night. It's so loud, and every time I go to reach for my phone,
even this morning I heard them. Like, I was out. What time did you come out? You didn't hear it, but I was like, do you hear those coyotes? But every time I heard it, a car drove by, so you didn't hear what I was hearing. But that was probably about 8 o'clock, so pretty late in the morning. Like, it was well light out, and you could still hear the coyotes out singing.
Out singing the songs of their peoples.
Yeah, but they were very loud last night. making some weird sounds too.
Yeah.
Like one sound like it almost like it was like yipping like a young baby and it almost got hurt or something.
Yeah, it's
I don't
hard
know.
to tell what they're doing. I had to leave my truck at work yesterday and I was scared my alternator was broken, but thankfully I charged my battery this morning and everything's fine.
Well, that's good.
Well, I don't know how it is in the rest of the world, but we obviously experienced 4 different seasons, mainly
4 distinct seasons.
Yes, and a lot of people have a hard time getting their vehicle to start in the winter because their battery is frozen.
You have to plug your car in Canada.
So the interesting thing though is that it's usually the intense heat that actually affects the battery's ability, but everyone blames it on the cold. But if you're already have no juice in you and it gets really cold, you know, obviously it has a hard time starting. I'm about to go get ready to go to a visitation because my ex... Oh, I'm sorry, Jason. Ex-brother-in-law? My
ex-brother-in-law.
I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Hopefully it's, a good visitation. I've never heard of it referred to as a visitation.
Yeah.
Like I've been to funerals and wakes and memoriams.
Yeah, something of life, memories of
memory. Yeah, I've never heard anyone call it a visitation.
Yeah. Oh, it's a wake. Oh,
it's basically a wake. Yeah, visitation. To me, sounds like you're going to see someone in prison. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I got visitation time. Not to poke fun or anything.
I mean, sorry, my mind's already tangented slightly. There's that Ray Stevens song about like staying up with the dead.
Yes, that weird.
He sings it like the day the squirrel went berserk.
So actually,
Baptist Church.
What was his name again?
Ray Stevens.
Ray Stevens. So, Jason, do you guys know this dude?
If anybody bought a VHS player in the mid-90s, you might have received a VHS tape of Ray Stevens comedy songs.
Yeah, Krissy showed me. So who he reminds me of is like the Ernest character. So like, Ernest P. Worrell, I think his name was? Is that how you say it? Oh, Ernest P. Worrell? I thought it was Ernest P. Worrell my whole life.
I know, like, Ernest Scared Stupid, but...
So, is this, like, was this a character anywhere outside of... I guarantee it had some of the United States.
Oh, he was from the States. Yeah, this was an American thing.
Yeah, but outside of Canada and the States, is this,
Jim Varney, rest in peace. What a...
Ernest Scared
Stupid. It was
Stupid.
sad when he passed.
So that's what this guy reminds me of.
But,
this
yeah,
one?
so, no, not the Mississippi, but View All. Because it's something about, like, staying awake with the dead. I don't know.
I can probably just Google it.
Yeah, probably.
It's like it's not like a children's.
Sitting up with the dead.
It's not like, it's like a Weird Al meets, but so
when you say visitation, this is kind of where my mind immediately went to.
Sitting up with the dead. We'll just go to...
Visitation! See, that's why my mind went to this.
Okay, well, that's kind of fucking weird. Because I literally skipped forward just random. Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you about that one.
So, Jason, you can see why now my mind immediately went to this Ray Stevens song. Because this is, like, in my life, the only reference I know in regards to visitation.
So it's about He's a. So yeah, I mean, do you listen to this in Tennessee? Tennessee? Jason? And Ernest Scared Stupid. Yeah, I don't know if this is, these are from our childhoods.
Yeah.
Especially Ernest Scared Stupid.
Oh, that was a Halloween classic when we were little, I feel.
Yeah.
Jason,
Jason.
Do you not know Ray Stevens?
It's interesting because so this is Ernest Scared Stupid.
Did you not buy a VHS player in the 90s? Like I said, almost every VHS player purchase I know in the 90s at some point.
Shut up.
No way, that's an A24 fucking movie.
Up! What? Are the Ernest movies A24? Maybe just that one. I'm just gonna go here and type in Ernest.
No, that one is not on the Tennessee list of mandatory music that residents must hear daily.
Why isn't it?
Maybe it's a re-edit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a serious trailer. What's Awake? So it's like, traditionally it comes from like funerals where you like sit with the body overnight to like make sure that the person's actually dead. And I believe also like in some spiritual regards it's just to help to make sure that like the spirit moves on. But you typically find them in like Catholic funerals.
The only wakes I've been to, it's more of like, it's less a funeral for someone who passed as so much as it is a celebration of their memory. So I don't know if it's being co-opted by where we live in Altered, but we go like, say one of the first times Krissy met my whole family was at, unfortunately, my auntie's wake, as we call it.
I thought it was like called a celebration of life.
Yeah, but also they called it a wake.
But also her body wasn't there. So that's also a big difference between a wake and a lot of stuff is like usually the body is there and on display.
I have only seen my uncle when he passed, and I'll probably never do it again.
Yeah.
Even like I just don't, I can't control my brain's ability to bring up that picture in my mind from when I was like 6. And I don't know, maybe I would be able to handle it better now, but it's a fucked up thing.
I saw when I was really little, I remember seeing my grandpa's body at the funeral. And then also later that night is when I had the ghost experience with my grandfather's spirit. So
Violetta, do you guys only do cremation?
It might not be that. It just might be that like it's closed casket funeral.
Oh yeah, they don't do like that type of funeral.
Wakes do come from a certain amount of superstition, right? Like I said, sitting up with the dead to make sure that they're actually dead and that the soul like moves on. Because a lot of it comes from people being buried alive, right? So a lot of like funeral ritual comes out of like just making sure that you're not burying somebody who's alive, yada 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 yada. So.
Yeah, I know that. Didn't they used to put like tubes down into them?
They used to put like bells.
Bells, that's what it was. So that if somebody was alive,
they could be like.
Honestly, is that not everybody? Doesn't everybody have that fear of being buried alive? That's why I've always just assumed I'd be cremated because, I mean, I'm not gonna wake up.
Yeah.
No, but you gather about half hour before, and we eat.
And after we eat, we usually have like, I would say typically the most like kind of typical funeral here is. Yeah, sometimes it's open casket. You show up at like a church, the person's up there at the front, people speak, prayers are said, things are said nicely about the people, and then like
eulogies.
Yeah, eulogies are given,
eulogized.
and then casket closed, and then driven out to the cemetery, and then sometimes there's usually like a little like cemetery service as the casket is lowered.
Yeah.
It's also dependent on the person
And their religious beliefs.
Yeah, my dad didn't want anything.
Sent a fax to voice.
My dad wanted to be cremated and then have me dump his ashes by where he was born. So that was a fun experience because I, had envisioned this being some sort of abandoned farmyard, given the way he described it. And then we got out there and we're like, oh shit, no, people live here in a very nice new house. So he got dumped kind of like down the corner
it wasn't
in a ditch.
Well, it was really windy though, he ended up there.
So it was kind of like, that scene from The Big Lebowski when they're dealing with the one guy's ashes. I can't remember the character's name, but it's Steve Buscemi's character. And it's like kind of like blowing in their face a little bit. That was kind of my experience trying to dump my dad's ashes. It's not a great time. It's funny.
It's actually, I'm pretty sure there's several movies or memes that have that kind of.
Oh yeah.
Like
it was a comedy of errors. Truly, like quite truly a comedy of errors. I got like a little in my mouth. That was kind of gross. Not much. Just like.
I don't want to call that.
I remember like feeling a little grit in my mouth. But I didn't say anything.
Wonder if I can. Oh, look at that. I don't know if this affects the sound. Oh, but I set the camera. Oh yeah, that was like a one-time balancing act I'll never be able to do again.
Oh.
It's gonna fall. So this is, I actually found the real Ernest trailer from 1991.
Monstrous trolls have sprung to life.
Yeah, boy.
Now Ernest P. Worrell is springing into action. He'll try anything.
Like,
And everything.
like I don't know how to describe this type of movie. You know what I mean?
It was
What would you compare it to? Like, it's not like Pee Wee Herman? No.
So when we were children,
Terrifying.
children's horror was a real thing, and I don't know why. They wanted to actively try to scare us. Like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Yeah. It reminds me of Are You Afraid of the Dark with more slapstick comedy.
But yeah, it's got like the boing and the wah, 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 and like Ernest himself is like a very
slapstick.
Yeah,
comedy,
like he's like
Jim Varney is a great
slapstick. Yeah, well, that was just the eye poke is
children deserve to be scared.
The eye poke is fundamental Three Stooges type stuff, right?
It's Ernest P. Worrell in a brand new movie.
I didn't know it was Ernest P. Worrell. Your mom used to watch Are You Afraid of the Dark? We loved it.
It always scared me. That show scared me so much when I was a kid.
So yeah, Ernest. Did anyone else ever see Ernest? People had to.
Oh,
It was
I
huge.
watched a lot of Ernest.
He's got.
He was in the remake of the Beverly Hillbillies movie too, Jim Varney, and I really liked that movie.
They wrecked your haunted house. Yeah.
This is a scene. This is apparently a scene from the movie. I mainly wanted to show, like, these parts.
It was a dark night in Lower Botswana. Giant bula bula flies droned in the still air.
Actually, this probably doesn't age well.
And you're in a world of it now.
Like, I don't think that's culturally appropriate.
Yeah, probably not.
So yeah, Ernest died before he was canceled, I guess. He was very entertaining though as a. It wasn't for children, but it was a movie you could watch with children.
Well, I think most children's comedy when we were growing up had stuff in it for adults too, right?
Yeah, and then you kind of watch it back and you're like, that's what that meant?
I was allowed to watch this?
I laughed
Holy
at that,
shit.
and it was that weird joke. Yeah, I'm trying to think of specifically. I know Goof Troop had a couple of jokes in it where I was like, oh, I definitely didn't pick that up.
My favorite, I'm thinking the Goofy movie, but my favorite scene in the Goofy movie was with Pauly Shore when he's like, the Leaning Tower of cheese.
It's true. Everybody
And
loves it.
he like has the spray cheese,
Pauly
which we don't
Shore's
have
such
spray cheese
a-
in Canada.
Yeah, spray cheese isn't allowed in Canada.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I assume because it's not cheese and or a food item.
We were like, you're not gonna eat our Kinder eggs? Well,
It's like-
fuck you. We're not gonna eat your spray cheese.
Yeah, stuff like that is actually happening more often now, though, in a sense of like, say places spending less to bring in product than buying, say, a locally sourced product.
Yeah.
That kind of balance between it's cheaper to get from elsewhere has kind of narrowed
it's a bit
out.
difficult to locally source spray cheese. Hey.
Well, yes. I mean, I bought some spray foam the other
Yeah,
day.
it's
It's
true.
pretty close, I think. Things we might think things cost an arm and a leg now for barely anything good. But I found something that is a blast from the past. And I don't think I could imagine paying $5,000 for this hot piece of tech. This New Year's Eve Y2K year 2000 $5,000 tube.
I don't know if you saw what Violetta said. She's like, we didn't have children horror. We had real life horror. I saw flashers and people getting stabbed by gypsies.
And what? What are like nudity flashers?
Yes. I've been flashed a few times in my life. Yeah.
Gypsies stabbing people. I can't say that I've experienced that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, this TV it comes with a video of a person like on like they're having it's 10 p.m. ish on the New Year's Eve, and he's like, I gotta show you something.
I'm actually gonna have you guys come down here. Party's gonna be held in the basement. By the way, I got a surprise for you all. Actually, surprise.
Oh, this is such a simpler time.
I mean, was that all vinyls?
No, it looks like books.
Oh, what are those?
No, it's all books.
Really curious. So, I think you guys are gonna be amazed. Whoa! Dude, look at that. Look at that fucking TV. Where did you get this one from? Dude,
Look at that fucking TV,
Look
bro.
how big that fucking TV is, man.
years ago at Best Buy.
Best Buy.
$10,000. How much did this cost you? It was kind of near that price. Well, half of that, about. Pretty much. I mean, well, you know.
I mean, okay, so this is what I do find really interesting about inflation and stuff like that is what has inflated in price and what's gone down in price and become more accessible to people. So our current TV is way bigger than that. Cost nowhere near $5,000. We did actually get it. We inherited it from my father when he passed. But I mean, if we were to have bought it brand new, would have been nowhere near $5,000. So it's really interesting how in regards to inflation, technology is something that's really not been affected. Like I think of, here's a really good example, irons. So I have my dad's original iron from like the 1950s.
Like for ironing
Yeah,
clothes.
like ironing
just to-
clothes. Like an electrical iron you plug into the wall. It still has its nice little box and fabric carrying case. And the box itself has the price tag on it for $10. A $10 iron in the 1950s. Arguably today with inflation, that would be worth a lot more. Today to go buy a brand new iron still costs about $10. Why do I know that? Because I've bought probably 2 brand new irons because I drop those and break them. I haven't broken the one from the 1950s. That one's made out of like pure fucking metal, and
Still works.
it
I'd
works
be
great.
scared to plug it in.
I
though.
would be a little scared to plug it in too because it has like a fabric cord.
Yeah.
But
Electrical cords back in the day.
You know,
not
it
a
just-
fan.
It's just interesting to me how like
Certain things.
certain things like basic necessity everyday living items like housing and food have skyrocketed, and things that aren't super necessary but are considered more like luxury kind of pleasure items like TV, has either stayed the same or gone down.
They
in
always
price.
find a way to make it slightly affordable for the masses.
Yeah.
But some
But I mean,
things-
it's also easier to placate people when they have access to things that entertain them, right? People will always find money for entertainment.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not saying that I'm any better than that.
Well, I mean, I used to work at both a telecommunications company and then a natural gas company, and I can assure you, people will often pay their internet bill before their gas bill.
Or even
Because it's easier to have a slightly colder house and blame it on the gas company than it is to explain to your kids why they have nothing they
Yeah.
can watch on TV for a day.
Or like even
Or
if you think
whatever.
about beauty products. So beauty products are kind of viewed in a way as recession proof. That's why they're always like heavily invested in, is because no matter what, a lot of women are still gonna buy beauty products. So like I think of, for example, my mom when she was a child, my grandpa would give her cash to tithe every Sunday, and
To tithe.
she didn't
Do your tithing.
She didn't spend that money on tithing. She put it away and bought herself a tube of lipstick with it.
The devil! Devil woman! How dare you take church money and
Yeah.
spend it on heathenistic lipstick?
Well, also her very first album, Demon Music, Anne Murray Snowbird. How dare you listen to
Jeez Louise.
that demon music?
Deadweight Nate, though, is up on all the newest technologies, and he probably had one of these. Did you have one of these, Deadweight Nate? A nice $5,000 TV in the year 2000? I've literally, I shit you not, I've been in multi-million-dollar houses that had flat screen televisions the size of a fucking wall. And it was probably like $5,000. Like crazy. It got to 30 earlier today. Where we are, this morning it was like 5 degrees.
Yeah, I went outside this morning. I could see my breath. It was pretty chilly.
I loved it. But also, if you guys want, here, I'll copy this link for you. If you want to watch the whole 39-minute year 2000 year 2000 New Year's party,
In the
look
year
at this part's labeled
2000.
Mario Party 2.
In the year 2000. Ah, the bubbly.
Got that freaking booblet.
Come on, Luigi!
Look at this. Look at this.
Come on, Luigi!
I just want to see the screen. I guess that would be
man.
N64, wouldn't it?
Probably. God damn it, I miss it. Late 90s, early 2000s. What a magical time.
I miss being a 20-year-old loser playing Mario Party with my friends on New Year's. I'm just kidding. That's crazy. I had a friend when I was growing up whose family was very rich. His dad dealt in fuel oil. His house was huge.
Huge.
And they had a massive TV back in 1999. It would be a pile of crap now. I have a friend who, they lived in a really nice house where we grew up, but
Sunningdale?
yeah,
LA?
yeah, the new area of
Yeah.
Moose Jaw called Moose Head. I'm just kidding. They called it Sunningdale. I don't.
Yeah, Sunningdale is the rich part of Moose Jaw.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's the case now. There's different areas popping up, but either way, they sold that house and they moved into a really nice house. But they brought their they had a tube TV that they had for years that we used to play like PlayStation 1 on, and they took it with them to their like $1 million house. And we were like, why the fuck did you bring this 400-pound TV into a brand new house?
I remember the last tube TV I had, which I got rid of probably like 2012. Like, I had it for a very long time. It was big tube TV, and sometimes it would get a little bit fucky, and like literally you had to like hit it
Bop,
on the
bop.
side to get it like looking normal again. You just give it a bap, bap, bap.
My friend had a TV with that. So real gamers know that you still playing on CRT TVs with technology that was designed for it. It's actually the right amount of responsiveness, right? You know
Okay.
how like say taking a Super Nintendo game and blowing it up on a flat screen looks a little weird now.
Yes.
So some people keep those just because, you know, they have that utility. But like when you have to decide whether you need more than one person that could throw their back out, I don't know if it's worth keeping. But yeah, Mr. Phillip, we do Moosehead Lager. That's a Canadian beer, I believe, from the East in Canada.
I've had it, I believe.
Yeah, it's pretty fine.
I think it's kind of pissy, isn't it? Pretty like
I think it's
hopsy?
maybe a little more skunky.
Yeah, I don't really like skunky hopsy beers.
Freaking skunky hopsy beers.
Like if I were to just be drinking a beer for pure enjoyment of the flavor of
Tossing
the
a
beer.
few cold ones back.
Yeah. Probably gonna go with a Rickards Red.
A Rickards Red with a nice bowl of Italiano spaghetti.
Yeah. I do like Guinness. I love Guinness. I like the richness.
I don't.
I like a good bready beer.
I think it's a little too, I don't know, maybe too fancy for my tastes. It's like a meal in a can.
Yeah, I like
and I
that.
just can't.
I like that.
I just
about
could
it.
never get used to it.
It's good.
I worked for DirecTV one time and I bought one of the first flat screen TVs when I was working for them. It was so heavy it took a pallet jack to move. I'm not surprised.
I remember when I was in Germany, I tried a really good beer, and I want to say it was Groll.
Grolsch.
Something
They
like
sell
that.
those ones with the pop tops here. I have to use the washroom.
I kind of do too.
Okay, so we're gonna just do a be right back quick. When we come back, I'll show you I want to show Krissy a trailer of the game that I downloaded. That's kind of like Fez.
Speaking of trailers, I saw the trailer for the new Hayao Miyazaki movie the other day, and it looks good. It's like the boy in the heron or something like that.
Oh, you had mentioned that.
I think when we watch it, I will probably cry.
And we'll also do the memes. The
Yes.
memes. Jinjee, the memes.
Pee break. Everybody go pee.
It's a party parade.
Party parade.
Memes.
Now's your time to go relieve yourself.
Memes.
Oh, bye-bye, Jinjee. Thank you for
Bye-bye.
naturally leaving. I appreciate that. The same thing we do every weekend.
Take over the world. We will be right back, you beautiful, beautiful humans.
BRB.
Be burb.
Ah.
Brackinator, what's up?
We had a nice little Carl experience on our tea break.
Yeah, we had a Carl encounter. I opened the door and he was right over there by the truck and he went and he came up to me and then he went to his spot for some food. So we took him some treats.
Yeah.
And it was great. He's a really nice, cute boy. We would love to let him in the house, but him and Jinjee probably kill each other.
Probably more Jinjee would be a dick.
Yeah. I'm going to see what the weather... I think it's supposed to get to like 20 today. They can't see. Yeah, it's still a little chilly outside, but not like deathly. It's supposed to get to 21 Celsius, but we're kind of on the downward trend here.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like might have a hotter day. But yeah,
days?
downward trend for sure.
Yeah.
It looks like by start
Of October.
of October,
mid-October is when it'll hit 0.
Hitting the old zeros.
It's 5 p.m. and 28. That is way too hot.
We had that
Last month?
yeah, like a week of it. Nothing
Not even a week of it, like 2 days, 3 days.
It's true. Not a whole lot. I figured while I got this article open, we should just check it, you know?
Oh, about so we can try to keep coyotes out of our yard.
Yeah, we keep running into these
Coyotes.
these friendly outdoor dogs that we're scared are going to eat. Oh,
Friendly outdoor dogs.
yeah. If not pettable, why cute? So this one's a little obvious. Build a physical barrier. Fences must be about 7 feet tall. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, we can't do that. We would never be able to block off enough area that they wouldn't be able to come through the trees.
They don't like cayenne pepper and vinegar. Oh, wait. Naturally sense that...
So...
Wolf urine, human scents like cologne or perfume, cayenne pepper and vinegar. These scents do repel but must be reapplied regularly.
So I guess it's fair to say that I'm not a wolf.
No.
Because I pee outside all the time, and
but you only
it doesn't
pee in the
scare them
back
away.
of the house, though.
Yeah, that's true.
You need to
I
do
just
like a
gotta
pee
start
circle.
walking around with my dick in my hands?
Remember in the Mad Adam trilogy, the genetically engineered superhumans and how they like protect their area is they like basically pee in a circle around their encampment.
Yeah.
With their super strong scent pee.
Yeah, I mean, true.
Yeah, so you need a expand your piss ring.
Okay, we'll post up some signs on the power poles so the neighbors know what's going on and not to approach me between the hours of X and X. They don't like cologne, perfume, cayenne pepper, or vinegar.
So can I make a perfume of vinegar and cayenne pepper and then just spray it in the
I
yard?
believe the vinegar and cayenne pepper thing is because they say, like, you know how pungent they smell to a human? Well, their olfactory senses are like 1,000 times better, right?
I just don't want it to scare off Carl.
So the scents do repel coyotes, but need to be reapplied regularly. Technology can help. Radios, strobe lights, and sirens. I mean, it just...
scarecrows.
That sounds... Homemade scarecrows can be used in a yard to trick coyotes that humans are nearby. The thing is they know we're nearby.
Yeah.
I don't think they're scared because it's kind of like they would prefer, I think, this mutual relationship of like, just leave your garbage out and I'll destroy it as well as food, you know? Because they don't, whenever I see them, they're definitely not aggressive.
It's essential to prevent coyotes from ever being comfortable around humans. If you see any activity encouraging the presence of coyotes, please report this immediately to your local authority.
Oh, really? If you do encounter a coyote on a walk with your dog, there are some crucial things to keep in mind. The biggest thing is to remember never to run. It may be a quick reaction, but this would lead to a chase with an animal you cannot outrun. Instead of running, act big. loud. Wave your hands, your arms and jacket, stomping your feet and yelling to scare the coyote as shown here.
That's why I make noises when I go
Clapping
out.
hand. Well,
Yeah.
that
Well,
one was probably
It
50.
doesn't like, yeah, it doesn't like that.
The one was probably 50 yards away from us. I think you have to say ear, protect your ears before
Sorry.
you do that. It was probably 50 yards away, and when we clapped it,
I clapped like that.
it ran into
Real
the
loud,
trees. Most importantly, keep your dog on a leash. Our neighbor has a cute little pug
Yeah.
that I refer to as the meat missile.
She's an old lady. She's so sweet.
She's so cute.
Yeah.
But she's literally like a ham with legs.
Yeah.
And she's so sweet, and we
She's,
love
like,
her very
missing
much.
most of her teeth, and she's like blind.
But she's like prime pickings for a yotes.
Yeah.
But basically,
But so is Carl. and
don't
that's
let
why.
your eyes off the coyote. Coyotes are beautiful. I mean, look how cute that is.
Yeah.
That's a
wild
happy
doggo.
dog. Happy little doggy.
Happy little wild doggo.
You hear the sound? Oh, he
He
stopped.
stopped.
Cat was destroying the wall. They're an important part of the urban ecosystem, but we have to make sure our pets are safe. We hope on this blog on coyotes to keep them out of yards will be helpful. I mean, it was kind of helpful. We knew some of the things, but we didn't, the thing is like, we can't have our cake and eat it too, is the problem. We want, hey, Agnope, good to see ya, our little teddy bear. Good to see you, beautiful Agnope. The teddy bear, we can't have our cake and eat it too. We want to feed all the animals so they won't feed on each other. But
That's a lot of cat food.
and dog food, and then bird food, and then like chipmunk food, and now mole food. I don't even know what moles eat. Apparently, our driveway.
The moles will eat our vegetables in the garden. That's what
We
they'll
don't
eat.
have coyotes, but have wild. Oh yeah, so
Yeah, I would be super afraid of
the
wild
province next to us.
boars. Manitoba. Or
Oh, I showed
Alberta?
my mom videos on your channel, and she likes them. Wow, that's very nice. Thank you, Agno. We haven't. We were up actually since we started streaming on YouTube. I was uploading at least one short a day, and I don't know, it's hard to keep up with. So on the weekend I'll make some more and put them up. But it's also the only thing we know for sure is if you throw too much shit at it, it does not help.
No.
Like there's this one person who's local to us who talks about local news stuff we follow. The fucking guy releases like 12 shorts in the morning every day.
Like, to the point where it's like, I almost want to unsubscribe from you because you really annoy me.
Yeah, so it's hard to strike that balance.
But I also want to
between-
support you because you're local and you're talking about things that are important to me.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, I mean, he talks about like how our premier is a sack of human shit.
But he also looks like he's laying on the floor all the time.
Yeah, okay, so it looks like he installed vinyl flooring
As a wall.
horizontally,
Yeah.
or sorry, vertically paneled onto a wall
I figured-
instead of horizontally.
I figured this out because he had one video where he had a slightly different angle and you could see the light switch and door frame behind him. And I was like, he's not been lying on the ground this entire fucking time. So that was a shocker to me.
Like, this isn't.
It sounds like we're shitting on this dude. We've never met him. I'm certain he's a very nice man. And like
I
said,
actually may know.
you might
him.
know. Yeah, you might know
or
somebody
his
in his
family
family member.
or
Yeah.
something.
He just makes some peculiar choices.
But yeah, like so.
Like releasing too much shit. That's our number one gripe.
And TikTok too, obviously, a lot of stuff. So like he's just like every day it's like 15 shorts, and he's a nice guy, like, a lot of it seems to be reacting to comments on tweets or something, which is kind of like, I mean, you could do that all day, a million times a day, right? But yeah, if you look at this, doesn't it look a little bit
Weird how these people who keep convincing.
like he looks like he's laying on the ground.
does it not look like he's laying on the floor?
Yeah.
His boots are on the ground.
So of course he's standing.
So we thought, because his shtick is boots on the ground, because that's his last name,
That he
Steve
was laying
Boots,
on the ground.
that he was laying on the ground. And we're like, okay, Boots on the ground. He's filming himself on the ground. And I was like, and Krissy's like, well, you lay on the ground sometimes. I was like, yeah, because I'm disabled. I was like, he's not doing it for support because he's got his head
is
lifted
hovering.
off the ground. And
We're like, oh, weird.
then Krissy, we were watching it, and she's like, that's the wall. And I was like, did he install flooring vertically on the wall?
I love that our problem is not really his content, it's just his questionable wall choice. Like, we thought that he was laying on the ground this entire fucking time, but it's actually like vinyl flooring he has as the wall. Like, that's
we can't possibly, unless he's got an electrical switch on the floor.
I don't know.
I've seen electrical switches on roofs, like on ceilings in basements.
But like I said, his content is important to us. We really appreciate his content. He's a really nice guy.
I mean, he's got a beard.
Yeah. He looks like he's laying on the ground when he's not, and he does release too many shorts in a day. That's all I think our main critiques on Steve Boots.
If for some strange reason.
If for some reason he sees this. Like, maybe, like, sometimes doesn't it show if somebody watches your content on their channel? Maybe he'll get some sort of
tag.
Yeah. You get some sort of, like, maybe if for whatever reason you see this Steve Boots, we think you are a very great person. We love your content. Your content is very important to us. We just think you look like you're laying on the ground sometimes, and sometimes I think you release too many shorts in one day.
I almost spelt TikTok
That's my only opinion.
Correctly. He's got 10.2 million likes.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, good God, what's going on here? Oh, it's a filter. But
collab on the ceiling.
Collab on the ceiling. That's the Black Keys, if anybody knows the band. They are accountable for partial percentage of my hearing loss from that concert where I was against the speaker, but it was wonderful. Steve, yeah, not a big deal. I would say you guys, usually we're like, oh, follow this person or subscribe. I mean, you guys can, but this is probably not very applicable to your lives.
You will not give a shit about any of the stuff he's talking about.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
So this is a game that I installed that yesterday I forgot to mention. It's called Hue. Hue as in
color hue.
Color hue. And it's kind of a puzzle game, kind of Fez-like, and I thought I'd show you.
Oh, I wish the most dreadful luck.
Jason, that is not at all what we said.
You've been left alone all this time.
All this torn.
The traitorous Dr. Gray tried to steal the annular spectrum.
I've never actually seen this.
Perception and alteration of color. Some call them impossible colors. Impossible for Dr. Gray, maybe.
Impossible? Not for me.
Anyway, something went wrong. I turned a strange shape.
Interesting. Yeah, you see the kind of Fezzy, I guess.
Weeks watching, waiting.
Instead of the 3D metric, it's
existing on this colored plane, and
I think maybe I watched just a small gameplay video before because I didn't realize it had like a Game of Thrones narrated background, like so intense.
World. So I left the university where I hid away the colored tools I had created, just in case.
So Philip, the first thing I would say is try to avoid getting shit in the oil in your car. It will prevent it from running properly. Mrs. Lev is stuck with the oil pressure light on, but the oil level is normal on the dipstick. That, if you wouldn't have said the oil was normal on the dipstick, I maybe could have said something that was obvious to check. Like there's too much oil in it or not enough oil in it. But if indeed the oil... Here, you know what? We'll problem solve this. So you can get the gist of the game. It's kind of neat. Cool, maybe when we get a little bored, we'll...
Maybe the filter. The answer is we know nothing
oil
about
pressure cars. Light is on, but oil level
He can Google this
normal.
himself, Evan.
No, we gotta do auto. The likely culprit is a worn-out pressure sensor. If the oil level and condition are okay, the engine is running normally, but the oil light is still on, the likely culprit is they're going to tell you that the sensor worth $500 needs to be replaced. Because, unfortunately, maintenance is built into the value they intend to extract from you over the course of the vehicle's lifetime. See, I'm on phone. I'm rubbish on phone. Boom. See, we should do here. Let me just change the title of the stream. Auto problems? Question mark.
We can Google it.
I'd love to watch you guys play games again. Yeah, we will. Okay. So we do want to play games. It's just that in summer, spring, we have
stuff we need to get done.
The lawn never stops growing, for fuck's sakes.
But it is coming up to video game season soon. When the snow starts.
Yeah.
And things stop growing.
I was what we'll do is we can play games to a certain extent that we'll play on the laptop, and we're gonna find a way to get it working. Cooking with Kay, cooking with Krissy.
I have what I'm calling in my mind a forbidden cooking recipe that I think might be fun for Halloween.
Was it skinny butter?
Yeah, it was. When you take the hot dogs and you put the spaghetti through the hot dogs, and then I was gonna make a sketty sauce to go with it.
I mean, honestly, I am down to eat most of the things.
I think it would actually be okay. I think you would actually, like, upon first glance, you would be like, what the actual fuck have you constructed?
Hot dog and spaghetti.
But then upon first bite, you'd be like, you know what? This ain't that bad.
This town ain't big enough for the both of us. Frickin' unacceptable conditions. Jinjee boy, are you ready for a couple memes, dog? Oh, you looked at me when I said that. Oh yeah, also...
Oh, are you gonna talk about peppers?
Yeah.
So we have spicy peppers in the garden.
A spicy pepperoncini.
And I have been the one cutting them all the time. And I've gotten a lot of spicy eye. And so yesterday, when I went to go make us goulash, and I was using some of the spicy peppers from the garden, I said to Evan, because my hand's a little bit fucked up from burning it in the oven, I don't feel like cutting these spicy peppers. Can you cut these spicy peppers for me? And you said, yes, I can do that. And you're like, you know what? I'm actually going to be smart about it. I'm going to wrap my hand in like saran wrap. So I was looking for some like rubber gloves, which I couldn't find. So you take over now. You tell your experience from there.
So I was hoping,
these are the peppers we have.
I don't want to buy them. I wanted to find out how hot they are. So these are called Ring of... Oh, that's pretty good.
Well, no, they can... when they're green, they're closer to around 20,000.
Oh. Well, either way. A jalapeno, I believe, is 5,000. Or 15. One sec. Jalapeno Scoville. 2,500 to 8,000. So they're pretty decent. And I didn't
look at that chart. It might show. Yeah, that one. Cayenne pepper, because that's what that is. Why is it so tiny there?
What the funk? There we go. Habanero. So, pure capsaicin is apparently 16 million Scoville. So that must be the top, the tippity.
The hottest I've ever had is Scotch bonnet.
I've had habanero, not a red one though.
I always thought that Scotch bonnet was hotter than habanero.
Bell pepper is 0.
Oh, I have had ghost pepper stuff.
I never understood this scale, like where it comes from.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I do think it is slightly arbitrary. I don't know if there's any scientific testing for it.
Hey, Tien from Dragon Ball.
Tien Shin.
We got
Shin-Han.
3 episodes
Yeah.
of Dragon Ball Z left.
We're gonna watch those today.
And then we're moving on to GT. I know some of you are like, hey, you can skip the GT if you want to, you
We're
know.
not. I want
Too bad.
Vegeta
Too bad.
stash.
We want to see a Vegeta mustache.
But anyway, going back,
Scorpion
he cut these peppers. He cut the cayenne peppers, Ring of Fire peppers, cayenne peppers, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they look pretty low on that Scoville scale.
Well, yeah, some of these are just,
But-
as the British would say, a little mental.
Yeah.
But I didn't. So Krissy's always saying like, "Oh, I had a shower like 7 hours later, and my
And I
face
wash
is
my
hot."
hands like multiple times after cutting them, and I always burn my eyeballs washing.
So she was like, "I was like, well, I can cut them for you."
Yeah, you very nicely offered.
And
at first I was like, no, it's okay, I can do it. But then I took you up on the offer.
the also, yeah, Agno. So
Yes, we have
we've
seen
watched
every movie.
every movie up to
But
the
let's
point that
not
we're
get
at.
super sidetracked.
Okay, not sidetracked. Okay. So I cut them, and I kind of had I put plastic wrap on this hand because I used it to scoop the seeds out. And then, yeah, I dish soaped my hands a couple of times. I was very cautious about, I was just kind of wiping off all this sauce or the
tried
oil.
really hard. I was impressed.
And-
I thought maybe you would not have my experience.
And then I was sitting on the couch, and I was like, okay, there's a stereotype where dudes get,
You scratch your dick.
itchy balls. And so, yeah, I was sitting here, and I was like, oh, my dick's on fire. And I was like, Jesus Christ, I washed my hands so many times. And I was like, it feels like... And so...
And I was like, yeah, I'm not surprised at all by
Yeah, and I was like, what the hell? I'd washed them so many times. So I washed them a couple more
this. And I
times.
said, it doesn't matter.
And I kept washing them. And then, so later I had an itch in my nose. So I scratched in my nose, and then my nose was on fire. I was like, how is it still there?
And then you tried washing your hands with baking soda and oil.
So it said, yeah, basically what it is it's the capsaicin literally binds to the fat in your body, and it's like it becomes part of you for several hours, the surface layer. And if you try to wash it with water, it actually spreads it.
Yeah.
So you need to use, because it's fat soluble and not water soluble, because it is kind of like an oil.
Yeah,
so
it's an oil.
It said use soap.
Oh no.
Actually, that part's hidden. I can't see. Did the internet go down there? There we go. It's still there. Okay, seems okay. Yeah, I put some canola oil on my hands, like it said, and then some baking soda, and gave it a nice rub down, and it was. Then I was like, okay, I'll do the test, and I put my finger at my nose. It was still spicy, but luckily by the time I showered,
No, didn't you say you touched yourself in the eye and it was a little spicy?
yeah, maybe a teeny bit. But I didn't. So word to the wise. I mean, I'm sure you all know this. Like Violet is like, yeah, use gloves. Oh, but some will still go through. It's like an STD. It's STI in this part of the world. Sexually transmitted infection.
Venereal
And you're
disease.
making Jason feel bad. He's got gingivitis. I'm just kidding. I have
You also have the gingivitis.
not like the bad. Well, I probably have bad breath right now, but like
Me too.
like the
Halitosis.
ginger.
You're like being a ginger, like as in ginger-colored person
Yes.
with the hair. Yeah.
Sorry, sometimes weird things just
How did you know?
pop into my front. Jason, I know these things. I know them all. Jason has.
Gingivitis.
Oh,
Looking at it, and the words pop right into my front.
just pops right into my front. Okay, so we'd love to show you guys Jinjee. Unfortunately, we don't have. Oh, maybe he's.
He's being sweet.
Okay, let's go over to Meme Country. Meme Country, Canada.
Why buy a mattress anywhere else?
That makes me want to watch Stargate again. See, I literally had to find the episode he says that and extract that audio and video out of it because literally nobody knows what in God's name we're talking about when we say that. Oh, it just popped into my front.
Also, probably nobody had any idea what we were talking about when we just sang that song. So there's a company called Sleep Country Canada.
Sleep Country.
Just looking at it, and the words pop right into my
And they sell
front.
mattresses. And their like jingle is Sleep Country Canada. Why buy a mattress anywhere else?
Yeah, mainly because it's probably cheaper everywhere else. Actually, it's funny because when I was working, I used to listen to the radio a lot because you get sick of your own music, right? And the one thing that it would always advertise is that radio advertisements work still some of the best because they stick in your head, right? They're there forever.
United Furniture Warehouse.
Yeah, and like just like one's about like glass, like windshield repair places that you never forget.
Yeah.
You know. Let's see if this actually has the song. It should, hopefully.
Great summer sleep fuels great
Are we advertising for Sleep Country Canada?
facilities.
I guess so. I honestly, the
just
only
want
thing
you to
I'm
hear the
striving
theme
for is to get more subscribers than Sleep Country Canada. They have 991 subscribers.
One day may we outreach Sleep Country Canada.
That's our only goal.
Yeah, it's our goal.
It's important to have objectives. Yeah. This is ours.
Yeah.
Filled with adventure and evenings.
So we're giving them free advertising. I mean, not that any of you will ever buy anything
To
from
literally
Sleep Country
0
Canada.
Canadians. I just want to hear.
Let's take back summer slumber, Canada, and get the sleep we need. So we're ready for tomorrow.
Come on.
This
If
is
you
the new
don't say
commercial.
it.
Is only as great as your sleep.
See, that was a new commercial. They don't have the jingle in it. Why buy a mattress anywhere
no one's gonna
else?
buy a mattress from you if you don't have that jingle.
I can't really remember how the Zellers jingle went.
The Zeddy one?
Yeah.
Okay, that.
Oh, they have Sleep Country USA.
Oh shit, dog!
Ah.
This has got to be in a rage.
Justin TV. Oh my god.
It's even funnier that it's an indoctrination tool. Oh, sweet jeez.
So I guess it's not just a Canadian jingle.
Yeah,
It was co-opted for the Canadian market.
we bought ours at Walmart.
Yeah. Take that, Sleep Country Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Jinjee, you ready for memes, son? Yes, Dada. Yes, Papa. This actually is one of yours, it
I
looks
did post
like.
this, yeah.
Me trying to untangle my autism, ADHD, and trauma.
Yeah. I'm sure we can all kind of relate to this feeling.
Yeah, that's the internal rage.
Why? This is also, I posted this one. So, the other week I had mentioned about being an INFJ, and then I came across this meme, and it made me laugh because it's true. I mean, in university, for those who don't know, I studied history with unofficial minors in archaeology and religious studies. So I wrote a shitload of papers, but I do indeed have the mouth of a trucker when you speak to me in real life.
Freaking mouth. My professional writing style. Versus, what the hell's his name again?
Fucking.
I only know Tiger King.
Tiger King, yeah.
Just in jail,
Yeah.
running for president or something like that. I mean, at this point, Tucker Carlson just revealed that Oh, he did an interview
with some dude who apparently had
smoked crack and had gay sex.
No, not crack. He smoked cocaine.
Sorry, smoked
But
cocaine.
he doesn't seem to understand the difference between cocaine and crack and just assumes that the moment you smoke cocaine, it becomes crack, which is not the case whatsoever. There are different substances. Crack is made from cocaine, but cocaine and crack are not the same.
It was so... We just watched someone who did commentary on it.
It's
it
like calling
so
shatter
ridiculous.
marijuana. It's not the same.
So insane. It's just, imagine getting fired from Fox and then you think that you're just as big as you were because you're interviewing people who said they had gay sex with Barack Obama
also
20 years ago.
Why does it matter? Barack Obama can't run to be president again. He's not in the public eye. He has absolutely fucking nothing to do with anything. It's because Biden is boring. And they need to make
that's true.
He's right now what he's doing is trying to be like, oh, look, you voted for this man who was a Democrat that you thought was good, but I'm trying to assassinate his character to make you just disappointed with the Democratic Party in general. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, just so that you associate Democrat with
gay sex and smoking crack.
Smoking crack.
Yeah.
I think I need someone to explain this one to me.
Oh, you do? Those are from Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh,
Connect to
the classic. That's the
yes
combination of the two.
How do you not fucking get that? That's like the one trauma no one will ever get over in anime.
Because I blocked it out of my memory. I wish to say
I can't do my friend. I can't.
God damn it.
I hurt.
Yeah, I hate that. That is so bad. Sexpert shares 4 words people love to hear during sex. Make way for Willie. Jinjee's like, no. He just buried his head. That's embarrassing. Oh, Jinjee. Oh, don't be sorry. Make way for Willie. Don't shoot. I'm a hacker. Can you fix my printer? Shoot. That one has to be Jason. So where I used to work, this reminds me, we had gotten a new printer, so in an effort to save money, they decided that the most effective way to do that was to just make sure we were checking how much people were printing. So you had to scan in before you could print something, and it was just a big thing. I don't know. They were squeezing pennies instead of saving dollars. And the amount of problems people had with that thing was insane. And they kept opening this drawer that when you would open it, it would automatically trigger the store to send a refill of the ink. So we ended up with
just a backlog of
8
ink.
boxes of like $400 ink thingies. It was like, what the fuck? God. They haven't changed since the inkjet was invented 30 years ago. Jinjee, you hate inkjets too. We know this, Jinjee. Printers are the worst.
It's true.
Sometimes you may feel like there's no one there for you, but you know who's always there for you? Laundry. Laundry will always be there for you. That's
the
true.
Unfortunate truth.
That's the death and taxes thing.
And dishes.
Yeah, death, taxes, dishes, diarrhea running down airplanes. When you hit the triple, 42069 boobs. Honestly, I misread boobies on calculators. That was pre-Tamagotchi fun.
Ugh, good time.
Pre-Tamagotchi. I did see this one. Bill's fashion looks like Steven Seagal in the 80s. Hillary's fashion is Steven Seagal now. The goddamn Aikido master.
Yeah, gonna do some Aikido.
You guys watch yourself.
Use your energy against you.
Steven Seagal's Aikido masterson is one of the Honestly, the best part about a Steven Seagal movie is you're going to see like 9 people get hit in the nuts. Because he's the only one who knows if he's surrounded by opponents, you go for the genitals.
Yeah, nut chop.
Yeah, like why screw around? If you can't Kirk chop, you go for the nuts. What are you passionate about? Fries.
He likes
Toast.
French fries too.
And
banana bread.
Who were we just talking about? That's a MAGA person?
Shit. Can't remember. Who were we just talking about? Can you recall us? Who we were talking about?
Wait. Oh, Steven Seagal?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's an idiot. He loves Putin, doesn't he?
Yeah, no.
Didn't he go to Russia to hang out with Putin?
He's a joke.
Yeah.
But
who's the one who went to go hang out with Dennis Rodman is Kim Jong-un's friend, and Steven Seagal is Vladimir Putin's friend. And apparently Elon Musk is Vladimir Putin's friend.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
It's all alleged.
Well, there's an article I was reading this morning about how Starlink turned off the internet in Ukraine that was powering these drones on a Ukraine offensive. And it was turned off and all the drones went dead and washed up on shore. So people are like, whoa. And then X apparently wants to become a banking app where they, sell Dogecoin. And all American regulators said,
probably Dogecoin.
Due to your previous interactions with the Saudi government, you are not
allowed to do
you are not allowed to be a financial financial transfer institution or something. I don't know. It's weird shit. But what is it? Oh, lesbian of the lake, give us your wisdom. What? U-Haul? Why would there be a lesbian in the lake?
I know Lady of the Lake.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
I Axe body spray.
My socks aren't wet physically, but emotionally,
that one
I
needs
feel
more context.
like my socks are wet. I hate wet socks. It's a meme of a meme of a meme. Oh, gotcha. Wet socks are bad. Wet socks are bad.
Or like when you like step in kitchen water.
Yeah, or Jinjee water. Because I don't know if your cats do this, but Jinjee drags his bowl like 2 feet away from its original location before he drinks out of it. Freaking cute boy. Oops. New Crocs for simps. The freaking morph suit of Crocs. The only problem with this, Jason, is that these are name brand Crocs, and we're not rich.
Did you see that guy who made like Crocs for your hands, and then like Crocs sent him a letter basically being like, you need to cease and desist?
Hand Crocs. This is why I'm broke.
He made them like as a joke.
I have a pond around Freya's water bowl. Yeah. Jesus. Hand Crocs. No, see, the thing about Crocs is they're like sandals, but they cover the toe, so you can you don't have to be worried if you got ugly toenails and stuff. This still shows off. Those look so unbelievably uncomfortable. Cease and desist.
He's made some other stuff too. Like he makes useless inventions. It's pretty funny.
Oh, what is this? Honey, we have guests. Bring out the fine china.
I'd use that.
Puking kitty gravy boat.
Yes, Jinjee, we would use
Why
that.
would someone even make it?
Because it's funny. It's like, have you seen those milk dispensers that are shaped like cows?
Yeah, but I mean, Jinjee does lick the gravy off his food and then pukes sometimes.
That's reminding me of one of my favorite IKEA commercials. It's a really old IKEA commercial.
Gravy season?
This couple is, they're making out passionately in the kitchen. And there is a little creamer container on the table, a little ceramic thing that's shaped like a cow. And in their passion, they knock it off the table and it falls on the ground and breaks. And then it cuts to a Swedish man outside. And he's like, "Do you feel sorry for the little creamer? That is because you are crazy."
I do remember something about that. So that one's not available right now. That one's not available.
I can hear this gravy boat and I've lost my appetite.
It's like the Oddity
The
Mall
retching.
sells weird things. Oh, oh man, that's rancid. Oh, look at this. You can't. What is this? Robberos of evil. Hi, Scott. This is
that is
insane.
fucking hilarious. Oh my god.
Gooey gravy goodness will then spew from the cat's mouth onto whatever food you eat. You put this on the table so guests leave. Okay, I fully...
Oh, a planter. That's cute.
It's vomiting up plants like The Last of Us. Oh.
That is so funny. Oh, scroll up. They have it. Yeah, spewing out sauces. Other sauces. Yeah, milk.
Oh. I guess gravy or barbecue sauce, pancakes. Oof.
That is so great. I love that.
Check out today's price at Amazon.
Check out today's price.
Find on Etsy. Currently unavailable. It's got a 4.6 star rating, 342. Bought it as a gag gift. They loved it and used it at Christmas. Like many other reviewers, I had been waiting for ages to get my hands on a puking kitty. I was elated when I learned that they'd manufactured a new batch and jumped on the chance to get my very own. I must say that the wait was definitely worth it. Not only does it make me laugh every time I use it, but the gravy boat itself is actually really sturdy and well made. I heartily recommend getting one for yourselves. Oh, what is this? Sad? Oh, why is it $100? Are they're on drugs asking $70? Well, yeah. Deborah from BC gave it a 5-star though. It's perfect. Larger than I anticipated, but that's okay because it can hold a lot of gravy. Definitely recommended. I love that. I love that tangent as well. That puking kitty gif. Oof.
That's great.
Thank you for that. Boss, where have you been? Me.
One hour poo.
It is kind of weird, like at work when it's like you're an adult. You're not in school anymore. And like say you're on, you can't really go to the bathroom until you're 15 minutes typically. But you have to go to the bathroom.
No, you can go
mean?
to the bathroom, not on your 15. It's just like most of the time you have to just be like, I'm going to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's weird how sometimes it becomes like a problem. Like, well, who's going to cover for you? It's like, dude, I'm going to the bathroom. I don't give a shit.
I worked at a place where it was kind of a problem. That was because I worked reception. And so if I ever had to go to the bathroom, I had to get somebody to cover my job for me. Because if nobody answered the phone or like greeted whoever came in. Also where we were, there could be like, there was issues with sketchy people wandering in sometimes. So
yeah,
there needed to be somebody up front. So yeah, if I ever had to go to the bathroom, I had to find somebody who was available for like a few minutes to come watch the front so I could go pee.
Yeah, we had that too, where people had to get scanned in. And for some reason, the person who was supposed to be sitting there never was.
Yeah.
Just, it's like, this is about the time FedEx shows up every day. I'm going to leave for a bit. And you're like, the FedEx guy just comes rolling on in like he owns the place and it's like, hey.
But I fully encourage people to go pee not on their breaks as much as possible.
Yeah.
Take advantage of that. Like,
you should be getting paid to pee.
Absolutely. Make the company pay you to piss.
But shout out to our parents for hitting an absolute timeline sweet spot. Drop in right after a world war, have a bunch of weird sex before HIV, buy a house for like $20,000, start a family, retire young, and peace out right before the ocean kills us. Woo! I'm not sure who Jesse Case is, but I imagine they are our parents' age.
Yeah.
Because he's probably talking about their parents would have done that. Because my grandpa, I don't think my grandparents have this like bunch of weird sex part, but like the $20,000 house part, retire at like 50.
Yeah.
And peace out. Well, they haven't peaced out.
It would be kind of more like my parents' age. Because your parents, like, our parents are definitely different generations.
Yeah, that's true.
My parents were very old. His parents were very young.
But regardless of the age of our parents, the season is upon us for some Halloweeners.
I've now realized that this is a photoshopped thing.
Oh, definitely it is.
Well, I realized it as soon as Jason posted it, but then it made me wonder, was that fucking Mountain Dew wieners then fake?
Yeah! It definitely is fake.
I got bamboozled by the fucking Mountain Dew wieners. I was like, holy shit, Tennessee does love the dew.
My parents are in their 70s. Mine are in their 50s.
Yeah.
Halloweeners.
My dad would have been 82.
Black licorice is awful, bro.
And my mom is 74.
Black licorice literally can kill you. There was a guy who died from eating like a bag of licorice all sorts every day. I mean, diabetes is the other option, but kids these days will never know the struggle of sending booty pics in the 90s.
It's true.
I never did this, but I had many an opportunity. I just felt like what would happen is I would break it and not have a good explanation as to why it's broken.
My dad literally isn't even a boomer. He was part of the silent generation.
What does that even mean?
That's the generation that was born during the war.
Oh.
Yeah, my dad was born in 41.
All I know is...
Well, I mean, he's now passed, but...
They blame us for all the problems, but I didn't decide to be born with Teflon and microplastics in my fucking brain.
I argue, though, that my dad was kind of born during, like, the perfect time.
Oh, yeah. I don't really know what...
No.
They say everybody has their struggles. But...
I argue he passed away at the perfect time because he passed when Game of Thrones was still really good and he didn't have to see the shitty outcome.
My mom is 79 and my mom is 74. My dad is 79. I mean, I didn't know you could have multiple wives. I'm just kidding.
No, he has a...
How are you doing today, Scon? Sorry. Let's do that. Oh, this is a classic. Oh, I don't think I have...
Danny DeVito.
Oh, whoops. I dropped my monster condom that I use for my Magnum Dong. I think I forgot to put that one back. There's some that... I mean, we have so many, and I barely remember any of them, if I'm being honest with you. When I'm not streaming, I can remember most of the commands. Yeah. When I am streaming, I can barely remember any of the commands. Maybe it's too many margaritas. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Momo's returning from visiting the family, and my aunt is bringing her back and staying for a visit. Nice. Are you guys going to have a spot of tea on the British Isles? Oh, Jinjee, you little wampus.
Oh,
oops.
What a cute...
When your hotkeys change other things. Oh, wow. That is such a good picture. Yeah, well, this will be Monday's thumbnail. It's hard to think of thumbnails. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I do my best. Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute. Because I got 5 margarita. 5 margarita.
Made Jinjee.
Yeah. This is... When I seen this one, because we're watching Dragon Ball, I was like, oh my God. It's, and honestly, the reason it makes sense to me is because he's screaming. And the answer is you become stronger the more you scream. We know this from Dragon Ball.
It's true. That's how you level up, is you scream harder.
Yeah, you can work out as much as you want, but if you don't scream loud enough or as long enough...
Like, you want to scream to the point where you're bursting blood vessels in your eyeballs and maybe shitting yourself a little bit.
Yeah, if you're not doing that, do you really want to win?
Yeah.
Do you really want to
It's true.
become Super Saiyan? Krissy's favorite character now is Vegeta.
I do. Vegeta just makes me laugh. I also really enjoy Go Tanks. I love their little ghost attack. I think that is so funny. They like
that cat gravy.
Yeah. And then these ghosts like do this kamikaze attack. I don't know, it's hilarious to me. I really enjoy it.
Vegeta he's that classic kind of like curmudgeon.
Yeah.
Just it's good time.
God
damn it, Kakarot.
I just really enjoyed how Vegeta got really pissed at Goku because Goku's like legit a piece of shit, and also basically tried to like whore out Bulma to this old Kai to get help, and then Vegeta like comes back to life and he's like, you promised.
Yeah, you tried to whore out my wife.
Yeah, and then he's like, well, it's because Bulma. He's like, why didn't you like offer Chi-Chi? And he's like, well, because Bulma is so much more attractive than Chi-Chi. And it's like,
yeah, I was like, bro, you can't say that. I had a character that used that attack in Dragon Ball. I know there's only one Dragon Ball game I ever played. I think it was like Super Nintendo, and it was like an RPG or something.
Well, I mean, the game lends itself to being a perfect RPG.
Holy shit, I just remembered. I'll post in Discord. Okay, sounds good. What is Pizza Hut? Is it this meme? Probably not. Zoomers, here. This make you nostalgic? Millennials. This is actually before my time. A functioning economy. Or fucking maple bugs.
There's
in the
a
house.
maple bug on the window.
Here, I'll just shoot it.
Thank God they're slow
and stupid.
Yeah.
Hate maple bugs.
Their only defense is that they stink. I hate maple bugs.
The evidence. We didn't kill it. Oh. Oops.
He is Lord Protector.
Lord Jinjee of the manor.
Lord
He also
Protector
does
of
not
the
remember a functioning economy.
Yeah.
This could help the economy, though.
Glitch McConnell.
Glitch McConnell projections show U.S. could fund Medicare for all 400 years, charging $1 to punch Mitch McConnell in the face. Typically, we don't like to make fun of people that might be going through something, but apparently every Republican doctor and scan says Mitch McConnell is perfectly healthy, and he just works so hard his brain needs to turn off for small periods of time when he doesn't want it to. You've never seen a maple bug? Good thing my kitchen is right next to my couch. Or a box elder bug.
Box elder bug.
Yeah, that's what they're called otherwise.
I've only called them maple bugs.
Audio, good to see you.
I've also heard them called stink bugs, I think.
Yeah, they don't do anything. No. And nothing eats them because they smell
taste
bad.
gross.
Oh yeah, they taste bad.
Yeah.
But they I've been
Jordan, oh God, maple bugs.
Yeah, like Scone probably gets them bad because I've been to places on the lake, like lake houses, where there's so many of these joined together. It looks like an undulating mass from like Transformers or something. It's fucking crazy.
You actually call them box elder bugs? Yeah, we call them maple bugs. Must be just because we have more.
Yeah, we find them on maple trees.
But we don't really have maple trees
also
out here.
Called box bug. Yeah, we do. That's a maple tree.
That's a Manitoba maple. It's not
still a maple.
It's not a maple that you can get maple syrup from. If you try to sap that, it might actually make you sick.
Yeah, the sap is only good for
like medicinal purposes.
Like lighter fluid, apparently.
Look at this. God.
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah.
All named stink. They're related to the stink bug. Oh yeah, maple, box elder, and ash trees. So we technically have a maple and an ash tree.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's actually sometimes called a ash maple.
Yeah,
God,
that's what they do.
Fucking damn
I
it!
hate them so
They're
fucking
so
much.
gross. I can't properly. It's fucking weird. It looks like a living house.
Yeah.
They're on the wall of the house, like, and if you threw something at it, it looks like it goes like ripples.
I worked in the Saskatchewan Polytechnic building in Saskatoon, and each fall the building would be infested. Like the outside south wall, just fucking black from them. And then my office was on the north side of the building.
Wow, this is scary.
And that's not where they even were, but I would like literally be sitting in my office and they would fucking drip off the ceiling onto my fucking workspace. I hated it.
Yeah, they just annoy me.
Oh no, Jinjee's beautiful. Jinjee's
Did
not
we watch
gross.
this on stream?
We did watch that on stream,
Okay.
yeah.
Trizzle de dizzle.
The American in me says bread and fry 'em. So I've heard that they taste really gross. That's their only defense, is they don't taste good.
Yeah.
So nothing wants to eat them.
That's just why they exist.
Yeah.
Like, that's just why there's so many of them.
Jinjee makes you hungry.
Long-term nuclear waste storage warnings, but on the butts of booty shorts. This place is not a place of honor. No highly esteemed deed is commemorated here. What is here is dangerous and repulsive to us. Nothing valued is here. Long-term nuclear waste storage warnings.
Okay.
I mean, makes sense. That's the one thing I was reading about. They're worried about rising tides and all that nuclear waste that's never been disposed of. The little smile you give to old people you walk past them, just so they know you're polite youth with no gang affiliations. That parched, like,
I know that
I do
smells
that.
so well.
I do it even when I'm wearing a mask.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But you have to like make sure you
You're
got it in the eyes when you're wearing the mask. You're like, I need
Squint
to
a bit. No gangs. No gangs, yo. No gangs, yo.
And maybe it's also because like my mom and grandma, they lived in the same Mennonite high-rise building for a long time, and me being like a pretty heavily tattooed person going in there, it's like, need to smile and make sure that they know like I'm a nice polite young lady.
How have you been, Trizzle? Are you like this particular person here who would have only gotten along with people who had been lobotomized in 1945? That ice pick lobotomy?
Ice pick lobotomy.
Yeah, it's actually really fucked up how many people they lobotomized, because one guy was like, hey, look at this. If you stab people's brains, they're less likely to act
They're
up.
more docile.
Yeah, fuck. Of course. Magical girl transformation, but I turn into this? What is this? Is this
like
supposed to be like an
frog.
upside down puke candy?
No, that's a frog.
Ice cream?
And it's dressed as a clown.
Oh. It's kind of cute. And evil.
Walter Freeman was wrongfully accused.
Who's Walter Freeman? When people don't do what you want, you can remove this part of their brain. Yeah. Oh, Walter Freeman, is that the...
Was he...
Is he the lobotomizer?
Did he get lobotomized? The father of lobotomy.
Walter Jackson Freeman. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I didn't... I can't say I knew that much about it, but what did he contribute? He contributed, it's easier to stab a problem than it is to resolve it. People.
I don't know, it's cruel and unusual punishment. For a long time, actually, I had like kind of a deep existential dread of getting lobotomized.
I would be close.
Like,
I have been
also,
diagnosed
like,
with clinical...
Also, like, drowning in quicksand. Like, random things that you're afraid of as a kid. Getting lobotomized and dying in quicksand.
Yeah, quicksand was, you know, when we were kids, we were definitely told that it would be something we'd definitely have to watch out for more in life. The ghost sitting in the corner of my Airbnb watching me masturbate to a picture from the 1880s. There's apparently big changes coming to Airbnb because too many people are buying houses and other people need places to live, not just for...
That reminds me, I actually saw an article the other day that these two sisters in Toronto, they're living, I think it's in Toronto, in this high rise that was built in. So when it comes to rent income, like you can't increase people's rent by more than 2.5% in Toronto if the building is older than like 2018. So the building these two sisters are living in was built after 2018. Their current rent is like $2,000 a month. And the landlord said, I'm going to increase it by like $3,000. And they're like, and then they complained. And so he's like, okay, well, then I'll increase it by $7,000.
Yeah, he was going to increase it by $1,000. They complained, and he raised it $7,000
to $9,500.
And they've lived there for 3 years. It's 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. The landlord is raising the rent to $114,000 a year to get them to move out because they requested changes to their lease. Yeah, this particular person,
it does feel like a form of extortion, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know, it's pretty fucked up.
They allow fucking landlords. During COVID was like the first time they told landlords, no, you can't just fucking kick people out, bro. We got to figure this out. The reason that I don't feel as much sympathy for landlords is because it's not something you should aspire to be.
Yeah.
Everyone should get a piece, not you own a bunch of pieces and people get to like borrow your piece.
What I don't like is like, especially landlords who don't work, landlords who just like wait around waiting for their rental income as a source of income, you know? That's worse, because that's straight up, I don't know, just
I don't know. It's fucking fucked up.
Yeah. There's a lot of issues with the landlord system.
Yeah, like the thing
it's like the feudal system.
But there is some people that, you know, I guess they're in it because their parents told them that that's what you should invest your money in, and there's certain things that they're held to in a sense of insurance costs and stuff, and it's like, I don't know. It's not something people should strive to be, to lord things over. Yeah. It's like with where we are, a lot of farmers complain about their yields and stuff. Well, yeah, a lot of it gets fucking fucked up because like 7 people own all the farmland. Mm-hmm. So when you can't use certain types of equipment to cultivate your land and everything's got to be massive scale, you can't pay attention to every part that might be too close to a dugout or whatever. You just write it off as... I also think that there's being a landlord and then there's having an extra home and renting it out. Yeah.
So, and there's definitely people who don't take advantage, who are good-hearted about it. But like I would say especially corporations, having worked for a rental company, they don't give
like a rental company.
Shit.
You are only important as much as your rent is on time.
One thing that always really pissed me off is when I worked at this rental company, they would do these incentives on rent to get new tenants in. But then the longer you lived there, ultimately your rent would go up, which I mean, I understand. But why are you giving incentives to new renters who most of the time, like, unfortunately, you do kind of attract not some of the greatest tenants with some of the incentives that they offer in regards to like discounts on rent.
Well, like,
but then the longer you live there, your rent goes up or your incentives goes down, and it's like, why am I being penalized for being a good long-term renter?
Yeah,
that was one thing that always really pissed me off.
The other thing was they offer 0 or really low damage deposits that don't cover the base fees of what they don't allow you to do yourself.
Yeah, so another thing, we were quite fortunate when we, because we did live in the same company that I worked for. When we moved in, the damage deposit was essentially $500. I think it was $499. So we were lucky when we moved out that we still got some damage deposit back. But when I was working there, the damage deposit, and this was part of the incentive, was a $99 damage deposit. And I think it eventually did go up to $199, which is still really cheap. So, I mean, that's great when you don't have a lot of money, but it's really shitty when you move out and they immediately charge you $119 for a steam clean on your carpet, and there's no way you can get around that fee unless you go and buy a professional steam cleaner yourself. No renting the steam cleaner from the grocery store. You have to get a professional company to come in, and you have to provide
which would cost more than that.
Exactly.
So it's like you're setting people up to be fucked.
Absolutely.
But it's about as silly of a thing as tradition, which is honestly just pure pressure from the dead people.
Yeah.
You know, all the people that are like, we haven't sent a president to jail in 350 years. You should. You should send more presidents to jail that break the law, especially if they're having gay sex like Obama. I'm just kidding. I don't believe Obama had gay sex with that man.
I do not think he did either.
Oh, the primordial pouch explained. If your cat is at a healthy weight but has what looks like a saggy belly, that's their concealed carry holster. This protective layer comprised of fat, skin, and fur protects your cat's Glock 19, helps them move faster, and acts as an extra food storage. But helps them move faster?
I don't know.
So, like, without the edits to this, is it saying their primordial pouch helps them move faster?
I don't know. Does it?
Interesting.
Does your fupa help you?
Yeah, does your fupa make you faster?
Quicker? Does it make you more aerodynamic?
But if you did party on, am I right?
Oh, yeah.
I would rather have a president who smoked crack and had gay sex than one that was like, if you do anything but go to church on Sunday, you're a fucking animal.
Yeah.
But this one I see, how do you top your sub? Block, you're all blocked. I get it. That one's about adult stuff. Why do you keep looking at me in the eyes? My huge tits are down here. I mean, what else would you be saying with that motion? What's going on with his hand? It looks like a throwing star. Do you think that's ChatGPT? Or not ChatGPT, AI?
That hand?
Yeah, like what's up with this thumb? And this throwing star hand?
No, I think that is actual... No, I don't think that's AI.
She's doing the spider, like this one?
Oh, so we were watching Dragon Ball Z the other day.
Believe it or not.
Believe it or not, it's such a crazy thing to believe. And Majin Buu moved his hand in a way that after he moved it, I was like, can you do that, Evan? Because so, like...
I don't think I can.
You have to have them separated and fold down simultaneously.
Mine just always touch when they get too close, but...
It's really, like, if you can do that, I'm not... That, like, this is taking all of my concentration to do that. Majin Buu did that with his hand, and I said to Evan... That is not a natural hand movement. That is really difficult to do. I'm surprised they animated that.
Yeah. I can't do it. It's just skills. When you realize chickens are raised better than you, raised in stress-free environments. I've been to some chicken plants, so hopefully that one's telling the truth, but some of them are just horrendous places. You watch Dragon Ball Z? Can't believe it. I can easily do that with each finger. Me and Violetta with the prime sarcasm. Dragon Ball Z, really?
You can do the hand thing.
Soon we won't even be able to say Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. This one's from Frickin' Jason. I think it was Jason. I'll wait till. Says gynecologist. I'm gonna leave you some privacy to undress. Gynecologist moments later. Oh, sweet. Oh, did you actually take this picture?
Is this an actual product?
Vegeta. This is, I can read 100%. And
original
date 1959. 200 grams.
Hey. Scroll in, we can see if whether or not it's kosher.
Is it kosher? I'm also a musicianist, so I have dexterous fingers. Have it in my kitchen. That does look like.
Is that
Vegeta.
like vegetable stock?
Quality picture. So bogat cactu smacku. Boga cactu. Bagactu. Oh, bagak.
Ah, yeah, the bagak.
A Saiyan always keeps his snacks. Kakarot. Here's a Kakarot.
Ah, yes, a Kakarot.
Is that the only actual vegetable character?
Well,
I guess Vegeta is vegetable.
Kosher is it's the factory that it's been made in has been certified by a rabbi that the factory and food is kosher and that it can be consumed by Jewish people who follow the kosher diet.
It's like MSG. Halal is the one where it has to be killed in a specific manner, I believe.
Oh, it's like MSG. Oh. Is our MSG kosher? I wonder.
I have no idea.
I have cat paralysis, so I can't grab the bottle.
That appears to be the end of the movie.
I don't know why I have this like weird obsession with like checking with whether or not food is kosher.
I've never checked once in my life.
Yeah, isn't that what you call it? We call it cat paralysis. When you have a cat on you and
when this is
you can't disrupt it, it's cat paralysis.
Oops.
Oh, what's going on?
I just have to switch to that.
Yeah.
When this is your existence,
this is called cat paralysis.
That is cat paralysis.
And Evan does a lot of things for me because I suffer from cat paralysis.
We have dog paralysis. Yeah. Jinjee, he knows cat paralysis is an important part of his day.
Yeah.
He used to sleep in his little bag. Now he decided it's too cold. Yeah. So I sleep on
a nap.
I sleep on Mom.
I use Vegeta and MSG and it's food heaven.
MSG's...
You know, honestly, MSG revolutionized my cooking. It's like eating out at a restaurant all the time.
Say hi to the peoples. If you're enjoying stream, please make sure to leave a like. It does help us in the algorithm. Subscribe and
click
that bell and
do all the things.
Do all the things. Do all the things. What? Vegeta equals Dragon Ball MSG. Yeah. Vegeets. So, what do you guys got planned for your weekend?
We don't have a lot planned.
Weedkin? Let's see if I can. Yeah. A lot of leaves have fallen, so we'll probably have. Oh, thank you. Trizel.
90 of a zebra's diet. Zebra poop looks similar to horse poop, but can appear slightly more squarish.
Wombats have square
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Thank you so much, Trizzle.
Yes, thank you, Trizzle.
Wombat pubes. Wombats poop cubes, you guys. Here.
This is because of the shape of their colorectal system.
Science.
Science.
So this is a wombat poop. A single wombat poop. Nothing, because our car needs attention. We'll probably go to the local park to tempers down tomorrow and let Ollie swim in the lake.
Aww.
Our house needs cleaning, sadly. Yeah, luckily for we kind of can do it pretty quickly.
Yeah, it doesn't take long to clean it.
Oh God, they're so cute.
The wombats are cute.
Look at this freaking wombat. Oh my God.
Jinjee, are you a little wombat?
Jinjee, are you a little wombat?
You little wombat.
I'm gonna be working and Tarkoving. I've never played Tarkov. I don't even know what it is. Isn't it Escape from Tarkov? I know what it is, but I don't know what the game is specifically about.
I think
Dunk
we should
Beetles.
watch the movie The Fall from 2006.
You mentioned that.
I did, yeah. I'd mentioned it the other day to him.
They did it like a 3D render
of a wombat.
Of a wombat's poop.
I mean, sure.
This is where the butthole squeezes it off for sure. It's like a perfect square except for a little pinch point.
Yeah, the pinch point.
The pinch point. Yeah, we know about the pinch point. Jinjee, look down upon us, child of fur god.
Yes, he is magnificent.
Thank you guys so much for Baldur's Gate 3 all weekend plus UFC fights tomorrow.
Oh.
Ooh, I'll have to maybe look who's fighting. Baldur's Gate 3. I've heard a lot of things about it people like. Wombat shit out, squared sausage patties.
I like
Jinjee. Some of those are a little loud. I apologize if they're doubling. Fine, I won't.
Oh, you have to have a... Oh, yeah, live through the toothache and practice in Sunday.
Do you, is it, like, I have some wisdom teeth coming in, so that's, like, my main thing. Deep dish pizza isn't loud enough. What about, is this one loud enough? No, I don't think it's the loudest. Can't remember what the loudest. That one's pretty loud. That one's pretty loud, yeah? That's a real human being making that sound. His name is Curious, and he's beautiful. Okay, everybody, I think we're gonna say goodbye for the day and for the weekend. Next time you see us, we'll have all Dragon Balls under our belts.
Well, at least Zed.
Well, Dragon Ball Zeds. We'll stop talking about Zed. We'll start talking about GT.
Yeah.
Ciao for now, McLaw, Evan, Krissy dogs. That's us. Hey, thank you guys for coming in. Hopefully, oh, did you freaking fart? Oh, he winked! He's winking. Well, he's persisting to wink at you.
Too bad Jason missed this.
Those are slow blinks for you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Much love to you. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. Sleep well, heroes. Agnope, sleep well with your titty bear down in New Zealand. Much love, everybody. Take care. Jinjee says, I look down upon you and am mad. I'm just kidding. Love you.
Bye.
I clicked the wrong button. I clicked no instead of yes. Bye-bye. Much